This segment of AM Northwest is brought to you by Family Matters.
Health and education, safety, and the quality of life. KATU and our partners are proud to bring you Family Matters, offering solutions to the hard questions.
Because KATU and Providence Health Services know that family matters.
1 in every 12 people struggle with asthma, including athletes at all levels. But asthma doesn't need to slow or stop anyone from being active. Here to share more, we welcome from Providence Sports Medicine, pulmonologist John Mastronardi and occupational therapist Sybil Hedrick-Park, who also happens to be an advanced athlete with asthma. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, Dr. Mastronardi, can we start with asthma? I think most people think they know what it is, but
Sure.
What do you say it is?
So by definition, asthma is an inflammatory lung disease. So you have excess inflammation in your lungs. And what that causes is your airways to bronchospasm or kind of narrow down, and therefore it makes it really hard for people to get air in or out.
So what are the symptoms of asthma?
So they can be a lot. They can be subtle at times. Classic asthma symptoms are wheezing, so a high-pitched noise when you breathe, shortness of breath, chest tightness, where it just hurts across your whole chest. Some people cough, but they can be even more subtle, just like not being able to have enough energy as you're exercising as you would expect to. So there's a whole variety of different symptoms, but classically it's wheezing, cough, or chest tightness.
Okay, and Sybil, now you are a swimmer, and you also have asthma. So how did you discover that you have asthma? Did the swimming come first and then you discovered you had asthma?
The swimming came first, and then about my junior year in college, I developed athletic-induced asthma. So I had to use an inhaler when I was swimming, but not outside of swimming.
So how did that come about? Because you were this amazing swimmer, and then one day you couldn't breathe, or?
I had chronic bronchitis a few years, and I don't know if that facilitated it, but all of a sudden I couldn't swim and breathe. So then I had to seek medical help and got diagnosed, and then I learned to manage it.
Okay, so it wasn't a devastating diagnosis. You were like, okay, we can handle this.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I understand that you even swam the English Channel.
I did.
Was that recently?
I did that August 8th of '03. I swam the English Channel.
Wow. And how did that go with managing your asthma? Was that an extra complicated process then?
Yes, it was a big, complicated process. When you swim the channel, you can't wear a wetsuit, or it's not recognized. So you swim in your swimsuit cap and goggles, and there's two schools of thought. Like, you can swim hard and keep your heart rate up, which keeps your body temperature warm. But because I had asthma, I couldn't guarantee that I could keep swimming that fast. So I put on quite a bit of weight as like a blubber layer so I could stay warm. And at some point when I was swimming, I had to slow down because my asthma was kicking in. So I stayed warm and I could completely swim.
Wow, congratulations. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you.
So Dr. Mastronardi, so back to discovering that you have asthma. How does somebody go about finding out or testing for it, or what would people need to know?
That's a great test. So what we know, particularly in athletes or exercise-induced asthma, but across the board, is that symptoms alone aren't enough. And actually, it's often misdiagnosed. There are other things that can act like asthma or cause some of the same symptoms. So you have to have a specific test. And there are a variety of tests, mainly tests that measure your lung function.
Okay, so we're looking at, what are we looking at here?
So that is called a eukapnic voluntary hyperventilation, or EVH test.
Oh my gosh, I'm hyperventilating just watching it.
It's an EVH test, so it's a specific test for exercise-induced asthma. It's one that the Olympic Committee recommends to prove that elite athletes have asthma, because if you're an elite asthma, you can't have someone go swim the channel to replicate their symptoms and test them. So this test simulates high-intensity hyperventilation, which is part of exercise, and you do that for 4 or 6 minutes. It's pretty hard.
Okay.
And then we measure your lung function afterwards. If you have exercise-induced asthma, your lung function will drop down by a certain amount.
Okay, and you say that asthma and athletes go together, that it's pretty common for athletes to have asthma?
Absolutely. The general population, about 8 to 10% of people have asthma, chronic asthma, meaning they'll have symptoms for a variety of reasons. Some population of folks will have asthma just when they exercise. But in athletes, particularly elite athletes, so Winter Olympics, collegiate athletes, it's anywhere, depending on the study and the population, of 20 to 50% of athletes.
Oh, wow.
Right now with the Winter Olympics, they there's a large percentage of winter Olympians who have asthma. A lot of them win gold medals and do very well, but particularly the cold winter sports like cross-country skiing is pretty common to have exercise-induced asthma. So yeah, it's much more common in athletes, and we don't really understand why.
Oh, that's so interesting. And we didn't really touch on treatment a whole lot, but we'll have more information on our website. So for more information, head to KATU.com, click on features, then on Family Matters, and there you'll find more information about staying healthy during activity at any age.